Daisy, I have a confession. I am currently lost. Not emotionally, though that's a different podcast, but physically. I am looking at a map of this new studio, and I can't figure out if I'm supposed to be in the office or on the office.
Well, Dave, unless the office is a giant flat piece of cardboard laying on the floor, I suggest you try being in it.
See, this is exactly it. Why is it that I am in a room, but I am on a floor? I am in a car, but I am on a bus. It feels like the English language is just rolling dice to decide which word to use.
It definitely feels that way when you're learning, but there is actually a very strict hidden geometry behind these two little words. We are going to give you the spatial coordinates you need to never feel lost in grammar again.
We aren't just giving you a list of in and on phrases. We are going to show you how to visualize the world so the choice becomes automatic. Let's start with the most basic rule of all: volume versus surface.
Think like a mathematician for a second, Dave. When we use the word in, we are thinking about 3D space. We are thinking about a container. A box has walls, it has a ceiling, it has boundaries that surround you. If something is enclosed on all sides, or even most sides, it is in. In a room, in a pocket, in a building.
Okay, that makes sense for objects. But what about a city? A city doesn't have a roof. Why am I in London?
Because we perceive a city as a defined territory, it's like a giant invisible bowl. Once you cross the border, you are inside the container of that city's limits. In the garden, the fence is the boundary. In the park, in the world.
So if there is a boundary, physical or political, I'm in. But what about on?
If in is a 3D box, on is a 2D surface. If one object is touching the top of another flat object, it is on. There are no walls, there is no ceiling, just contact. On the table, on the floor, on the wall. Yes, even a vertical surface.
Wait, you said on the wall, but the wall is vertical.
It doesn't matter. If it's a flat surface and the object is attached to it, it's on. A clock is on the wall, a fly is on the ceiling.
Okay, let me test your logic. A map. Is a city in a map or on a map?
Think about the geometry, Dave. Is a map a 3D container or a flat 2D surface?
It's flat, so the city is on the map.
Exactly. But if you were reading a book, are the characters on the book or in the book?
A book is a 3D object, so they are in the book. You've got it. You're already starting to see the world through preposition-colored glasses. Okay, Daisy, I've been waiting for this. This is where the logic usually falls apart for me. Explain this. Why am I in a car, but I am on a bus? Why am I in a helicopter, but on a plane?
This is a major source of frustration, but there is a secret rule. I call it the walk and stand rule. If the vehicle is large enough that you can stand up and walk to your seat, we use on. On a bus, on a train, on a plane, on a ship.
Wait, so because I can walk down the aisle of a plane, I'm on it?
Yes, we treat large public transport as a platform or a floor. But if the vehicle is small and you have to crouch down and fold yourself into a seat?
Like a car or a taxi.
Exactly. For those, we use in. In a car, in a van, in a small boat.
What about a bicycle? I can't walk around on a bicycle.
Ah, but a bicycle is a surface. You sit on the seat. You aren't enclosed in a box. So, on a bike, on a motorcycle, on a horse.
Let's look at water. How do we use in and on when we go for a swim?
This is all about depth and immersion. If you are swimming and your body is surrounded by the liquid, you are in the water. If you are a boat or a leaf or a surfer floating on the top, you are on the water.
So a fish is in the ocean, but a cruise ship is on the ocean.
Perfect. Now, what if you were at the beach? Are you in the beach or on the beach?
Well, the beach is a flat area of sand, so I am on the beach.
Correct. But if you dive into the sea, you are in the sea. Now, let's take this physical logic and apply it to things we can't touch. Let's look at the digital world.
Oh, this is a big one. I spend all day looking at screens. Am I in my phone or on my phone?
Think about the geometry again. Is the internet a physical room you walk into, or is it a surface that displays information?
It's a surface.
Exactly. Everything related to technology with a screen uses on. On the internet, on a website, on social media, on a computer, on television. So I am on Netflix, watching a movie on my laptop while I'm on the phone with you. Precisely. The only time we use in with technology is when we talk about the format of a file. It is in a PDF or it is in an image format.
Because the information is contained inside the file.
You're a natural. But now we have to face the biggest challenge of all. We've mastered space, but we have to master time.
Time, the fourth dimension. This is where people start mixing up in and on constantly. Why is it in April but on April 15th?
The logic of volume and surface actually stays the same for time. Think of a month as a large 3D container. It's a big space of time. So we are in April.
And a day?
A day is a specific flat point on a calendar. It's a surface. So we are on Monday.
Exactly, Dave. We are moving from 3D containers and 2D surfaces in the physical world and applying that exact same lens to the clock and the calendar. If you can visualize time as a physical landscape, you will never miss a deadline or a preposition again.
Okay, let's look at the big containers first. You said a month is like a box.
Exactly. Think of any long period of time as a 3D container. If it's a month, a year, a season, or a century, it has walls that surround the events inside it. Because it's a big volume of time, we use in February, in 2026, in the summer, in the 21st century.
That feels consistent. It's like being in a city. The year 2026 is just a big territory of time. But what happens when we zoom in? What happens when we look at a specific date on the wall?
Now you've hit the surface rule. A specific day is like a flat square on a calendar. It's a platform. Because it's a single unit of 24 hours, we treat it as a surface. So for days and dates, we use on Monday, on my birthday, on Christmas Day, on February 2nd.
Wait, I see the trap. You said in February, but on February 2nd.
That's the most important distinction. If the container, the month, is the main focus, use in. But as soon as you add a specific number, a specific square on the calendar, the surface rule takes over, and you must use on.
Okay, let's go even deeper. What about the parts of the day? I say in the morning and in the afternoon, but then at night. We aren't even talking about at today, but it keeps jumping in.
At is the sniper of prepositions. It's very precise. But let's stay focused on our duo. We use in for the morning, afternoon, and evening because we see those as blocks of time. They are containers of several hours. In the morning, in the afternoon.
But wait, I've heard people say on Tuesday morning. Why did it change?
Because the day is the boss. In English, if the name of a day appears in the phrase, the surface rule of the day always wins. I'll see you in the morning, general container. I'll see you on Tuesday morning, specific day surface.
I love that. The day is the heavyweight champion of prepositions. If Monday or Friday is in the sentence, on is going to be the winner. Let's move away from the clock and look at the abstract space. This is where my business emails usually go wrong. For example, if I'm talking about a list, is the name in the list or on the list?
Think about the geometry of a piece of paper. A list is usually written on a surface, so you are on a list, on a menu, or on a page.
But I've heard people say it's in the newspaper.
Right, because a newspaper, like a book, is a 3D object with many layers. It's a container of information. So, in a book, in a newspaper, in a magazine.
But on a website.
Exactly, because a website is a digital surface. It's back to the screen rule.
Okay, let's talk about the mind. If I have an idea, is it on my head or in my head?
Well, if it's on your head, it's probably a hat. If it's a thought or a memory, it's contained inside your brain. So it is in your head, in your mind, or in your heart.
What about being on duty or on fire or on a diet? These don't feel like surfaces at all.
These are what we call state or process idioms. When you are on something in this context, it means you are currently writing that process. On a diet, you are currently moving along that path. On strike, on holiday, on fire.
It's like the bus rule. I'm on the process, moving along with it.
That's a brilliant way to connect the two. You are boarding the diet or the holiday like a platform. Now let's look at in. When we use in for a state, it's usually about an emotion or a situation that surrounds you. In love, the feeling surrounds you like a container. In trouble, in a hurry, in debt.
So on is a process you are actively doing, but in is a situation that has swallowed you up.
Precisely. You are in a bad mood, but you are on a mission to change it.
Let's put this into a high-pressure scenario. I'm an overworked manager and Daisy is my assistant. I'm looking for a very important contract.
Chef Dave, wrong role play. Manager Dave, have you looked in your briefcase?
I looked in the briefcase, in the desk drawers, and in the filing cabinet. It's not there.
Did you leave it on the bus this morning? Or maybe you left it on the seat in the taxi?
I wasn't on the bus, I was in my car, and I remember having it on my lap while I was parked.
Wait, look on the wall. Is it taped on the notice board?
No, that's the pizza menu. Wait, is it in that digital folder on the desktop of your computer?
I'll check. I'm on the website now, looking in the shared documents section. Ah, found it. It was in the trash again. Dave, we really need to talk about your filing habits.
Never mind that. We need to get that contract signed on Friday in the afternoon.
You mean on Friday afternoon. Remember the day rule, Dave.
I think my brain is finally starting to settle into the right coordinates, Daisy. I'm starting to see the invisible walls of in and the flat platforms of on everywhere I look. But before we finish this encyclopedia, we have to tackle the digital ghost.
The digital ghost? That sounds like a sci-fi movie.
It feels like one. I'm talking about the confusion between physical objects and their digital versions. For example, why am I in a photo, but I am on a screen?
This is the ultimate test of the geometry rule. When you are in a photo, we are talking about the content of the image. You are captured inside the frame of that moment. In a photo, in a picture, in a video, in a movie.
But as soon as I talk about the device I'm using to watch that movie,
You're back to the surface rule. The screen is a flat piece of glass or plastic. On television, on the screen, on the monitor.
so I can be in a movie that is playing on the television.
Exactly. And it gets even more specific when we talk about the internet versus print. If you read a story, is it in the news or on the news?
Oh, I know this one. If it's the physical paper newspaper, it's a 3D object, so it's in the news. But if it's the broadcast on TV, it's on the news.
10 points for Dave. You're mastering the vessel versus surface logic.
Let's look at the boardroom. There are some expressions with in and on that don't seem to follow any physical rules at all. They just feel like business secrets.
These are the abstract professional prepositions. Let's break down the most common ones. First, let's talk about being in or on a committee.
I've heard both. I'm on the board of directors, but I'm in the department.
This goes back to the platform versus container logic. A board or committee is seen as a list or a platform for decision-making. On the committee, on the team, on the guest list.
And the department?
A department is a territory. It's a section of the company with its own boundaries. In the marketing department, in the HR branch, in the finance sector.
What about progress? I'm on schedule or in a delay?
Precisely. On schedule, you are riding the path of the timeline. You are on track. In a delay, you are stuck in a situation that surrounds you.
What about being in charge?
You are inside the position of power. You are surrounded by the responsibility, but you are on top of your work.
So I'm in charge of the team and I'm on top of the project so that we stay on schedule and don't end up in trouble.
You're a preposition poet, Dave.
Before we wrap up, I want to go back to the map. Earlier you said a city is on the map, but what about a street?
This is a tricky one. In British English and American English, it can change, but the general logic is about the line. If you see the street as a long, flat surface, you live on Main Street. If you see the street as a 3D environment with buildings on both sides, you are in the street.
Oh, so if I'm standing in the middle of the road with buildings surrounding me, I'm in the street, but my house is located on the street.
Exactly. And if you are traveling, you are on your way, because the way is a path, a surface you are moving across.
All right, Daisy, it's time for the final role play. We are going to use every rule: space, time, digital, and abstract. I am a confused traveler calling my travel agent, Daisy, from an airport.
Hello, Dave. Why are you calling? You should be on your flight by now.
Daisy, I'm in a crisis. I'm at the airport. Wait, I'm in the terminal, and I'm looking on the departure board, but my flight isn't on the list.
Did you check the time on your ticket? Are you sure you're traveling on Monday?
Yes, it's on Monday in the morning. Wait, let me look in my email. I have the confirmation on my phone.
Check the gate number. Is it in Terminal A or Terminal B?
It says Terminal B. I'm on the shuttle bus now. I'm looking in my bag for my passport. Oh no, I left it on the table in my kitchen.
Dave, you can't go on a trip without a passport. You're in big trouble now.
Wait, it was in my jacket pocket the whole time. I'm on the plane now. I'm sitting in seat 12A. We are taking off in 10 minutes.
Great. Have a good time in Spain. Just stay on schedule and don't get in any more trouble. You're a preposition poet, Dave.
We did it, Daisy. From the 3D containers of a pocket to the 2D surface of the internet, we've covered the entire landscape.
It's a lot to take in, but if our listeners remember the geometry rule, they won't have to memorize long lists of phrases. Just ask yourself, is it a box or a platform?
Let's give them the final cheat sheet. Physical space, in equals container, 3D, on equals surface, 2D. Transportation, in equals small, sit or crouch, on equals large, walk or stand. Time, in equals big blocks, months or years, on equals specific days, dates or Mondays. Technology, on equals screens or websites, in equals files or photos. Abstract, in equals emotions or situations, on equals processes or committees.
If you can follow that logic, you are on your way to perfect English.
And to everyone who stayed for all 3 parts of this masterclass, you are officially in the elite group of English learners. Your dedication is what makes Teach Easy English so special.
We hope this deep dive has given you the confidence to navigate the world with hesitation.
If you want us to tackle more prepositions, maybe the @sniper or the by ninja, let us know in the comments. We read every single one.
Until next time, keep your thoughts in your head and your feet on the ground.
Well said, Daisy. I'm Dave.
And I'm Daisy.
See ya.
Goodbye.
Your progress doesn't end here. To continue advancing your English skills, click on the next video or explore the additional videos we've thoughtfully selected for you.